How y'all doing? What's up, Nikki? How y'all doing? What's up, Charles Rich? We're going to speak on how to build wealth in 2026. Now, I was just going over my Charles Schwab account, and on this account, it's for your personal network worksheet. When you open up an account with Charles Schwab, they would send you this worksheet, and the worksheet will have everything that you invested in, your checking account, your savings account, your brokerage account, your IRAs, whatever. And it'll give you a guesstimation of what your net worth should be, before tax and after taxes, and also your debt to credit ratio, and also how much debt that you have. So this is the time in your life now where you got to start building generational wealth. When you start hitting your 30s, your 40s, and your 50s, I'm not also guilty of that because I started investing late and started getting my life together late in life. So you got to start really investing in your financial freedom, because you don't, somebody else going to try to take that job from you because they're going to be investing in their financial freedom. I ain't going to be talking to you, huh? And people fail to realize with AI, AGI, and all this different stuff going on right now, robotics, a lot of people going to lose a lot of conversations. What's up, Multi Invest? We're going to speak on how to build generational wealth and how to be one of the ones and the 2%. They said 1 to 2% of the African American population have a net worth of $1 million. And we're going to teach about how you can grow your net worth from $0 to $1 million. It might take you 30 years or it could take you 20 years. It all depends on how much contributions you want to make each month. Because if a person is a 30-year-old individual, no, we're going to go all the way down to 21. If a person is 21 years old, he only got to invest a couple $100 a month to become a millionaire. Now, if a person is 30, $500 a month for 35 years put you at the $1 million rate. If you 40 and you invest $1,000 a month for 25 years in the S&P 500, you still can accumulate millions of dollars. So it's a lot of ways for you to come up. But people, the first thing you got to do, you got to have discipline. You got to have an income coming in. You got to know what to do with your income, because your income ain't for you. Go out here tricking, having fun, partying, buying chicken wings and watermelon, buying 1942 and Patron. That ain't what your income is for. Your income is for you to have financial freedom in your last part of your life, the fourth quarter. Because we all know a lot of people that still fucking working. So you want to start getting into the S&P 500 now. I don't care if you 50 or 55 now. It's never too late to start investing in your financial freedom. I just talked to the guy in the shop, and he asked me how long did it take me to get where I was. And I told him I've been investing since 2008. So basically 20 years, but for maybe the first 10 years, I was finding my way with the investment cycle. I was putting bare minimum money in there, but I still was making some kind of contribution. I was told growing up instead of being told just survive. Well, a lot of us is told just how to survive. We ain't told how to be survivalists. See, surviving and being survivalist is two different things. That's like being in the Navy and being in the Marine Corps. They're two different beasts. See, I'm teaching myself to be a survivalist. You know what I'm saying? Because a person can survive on ramen noodles. But a motherfucking survivalist, his ass can survive on dirt. So I know how to take something from dirt and make it gold. It's the liquid million or 400 to 500,000 plus asset like 2 homes. Or the 400,000 plus the asset is like 2 homes. Yeah, it's asset. See, liquid is cash. Liquid is cash. So most people, that's why they say a lot of times your assets, they say maybe only 1 to 2% of the people in the United States that's African American have $1 million in assets. They go for their house, their cars, their furniture, their jewelry, whatever. That going to their assets if they don't own anything like a mortgage, a car note, or any outstanding debt on their credit card, and they get deducted from that. See, a lot of people look like they're wealthy, but a lot of black African Americans don't have $1 million net worth, because they said only 1 to 2%. So a lot of people looking good just for for the gram and social media. But not like why a lot of people living check to check because they didn't take care of the young. The young you should have took care of the old you. Good for you guys, so don't need Section 8 and DI anymore. Well, I never was on Section 8 DEI because everything I do, I feel that I'm going to be capable of getting that job without DEI. And DEI only benefit white people, white women. They the majority. And I never been on Section 8. I come from a middle-class household. See, I'm 47, then started investing early. No. But see, one thing about it. Now, Major, you in the game now. You started at 47. That still give you what? Close to 18 years to investing. If you put anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 into an investment kind of S&P 500 like you doing right now, you still gonna smash that goal. You still gonna match that goal. You just got to be willing to put up like $1,500 to $2,000 a month, and it kind of hard because that'd be like $24,000 plus you got to put into an investment account. Some people can do it, and some people can't because they got children to take care of, family, utilities. Mortgages. Like me, I'm 100% debt free except for like $12 that I owe in debt because I was out of town and I used my business credit card if I can get a tax write-off. But I don't have any debt. So bulk of my money and extra money I invest. But if I could have did that 20 years ago, I'd be light years ahead of where I'm at now. Don't want to tell people, yes, I might have been in the game 20 years, but for maybe the first 5 to 10 years, I was still finding my way. And then I was still reluctant to put a lot of money in there because I still didn't understand the power of the, investing. Now I know the power of investing is a game changer. See, that's why I say, if you can put in at least 20 a year, because you can go to the calculator and see that you at your age, you still should be coming over there. And then put at the low end 10%. Why don't you get 15% for the next 20 years on an average? Like VGT, that's been over 20% for the last 10 years. Just say you can average that for 20 years. You'll be like 1.5 to 2 mil. Even though we know 20 years from now, 2 million ain't gonna be no money. Cause with inflation and all that shit, a house in the hood gonna be $500,000 out of 20 years from now. Car is gonna be 250,000. I'm like a Hyundai and an Escalade. Fucking Escalade $200,000 now. The average car right now, if you're getting a luxury car, if it is an American car, you're gonna pay at least $100,000 for something that you really want, like a Yukon, a Tahoe, a F-150. So 20 years from now, that shit gonna basically almost double. So that's why I tell people you gotta get on your grind now, cause people don't see it. See, a lot of people ain't visionary. See, I'm visionary. I can see every 5 years how this shit getting either worse for people or better. Cause a lot of people, they in a situation where, don't forget, your job got a cap. No matter where you work in the world, your job got a cap. So I might be making $40 an hour right now. 10 years from now, they might make it at 43. But the rate of inflation gonna eat that up. And then a lot of people ain't been saving. That's why you got so many people that's still in the workforce at 70, 75. You still got people in the workforce that's 80. You ever put money into a high income monthly stock? Well, can I say that? Nah. Cause a lot of now, do I have individual stocks? Yes. I had Apple, I had Meta, I had Alphabet, I have shit. And I ain't even got my portfolio up here, and I can't get my phone to look at it coming live. Cause I got Apple, I got Meta, I got Google, I got Plantier. Yeah, so I got individual stocks, but yes, sir. Come in. Now go ahead, you go. Okay. Now, do I have individual stock? Yeah. But do I have high risk stock? Like we know I got Tesla and all them also. And I know they're gonna be around. But I was telling them yesterday out here that I'm diversifying my portfolio, which I haven't been messing with. But a lot of my individual stocks, I'm gonna go ahead and put it into the S&P 500. Cause I think if you put it into the S&P 500, and that's for anybody on here, it's low risk. Because you look at the S&P 500, I think it was at 23% last year. And then you got 500 other top companies. So I really don't think a person who's just getting into the game should basically start their portfolio out on individual stocks. Because individual stocks, I ain't gonna say they're more high risk, but it's more high risk you can lose some money. Because just say if I bought 100 shares of Apple, and just say it's $100 a share, and Apple lose half its value, I still had 100 shares, but I lost half the value because it went down 50%. Now, if I'm in an S&P 500 spider, if I lose 3/4 of that fund, I still got 1/4 of that fund that still make me some money. I still might can be in the red because you got 500 of the top companies. And then that fund you get, you can also get a fund that got Apple in there. Like I got a fund with NVIDIA, Apple, Meta, Alphabet 1 and 2, Berkshire Hathaway. They all in one fund. So all them companies are in there. That the VGT and the VOO and the QQQ, they all got them in there. So when you're doing that, you got a collective of 500 different stocks. So that's why I tell people don't take a lot of risk when you don't know a lot about the game. You know, because see, the stock market is only risky people playing game like day trading, swing trading, and guessing because somebody telling them what to do. No, get some financial advice from an expert. I always tell people I ain't an expert. I just be talking about the shit that's inside my portfolio. And then I still have financial advisors. Wasn't my brother-in-law and a dude named David Craig from Vanguard. They're my financial advisors. So I still consult with them before I make trades. But 85% of my portfolio, I manage it and do my own trades and shit like that. But my portfolio is still managed by Charles Schwab Vanguard because I'm with their brokerage company. But a lot of my picks I've been picking myself because I've been studying. And then the real Derek, he gave me a jewel. He told me to buy VGT, which I did, and I bought that. I made over $1 million. What'd you make your millions in? And what did you invest in? Because like I said, I've been investing for almost 20 years, and I've always been a long-term investor. I don't do short-term. Even with the cryptocurrency, everything I put in for the cryptocurrency, I got a 20-year goal. So I ain't going to take anything out if it go up and down, whatever, in 20 years. I have a 20-year goal. And also with the stock market, I had a goal to say, hey, I can start playing with it when I'm 65. So what I only took money out the stock market twice. And twice I did it because they had the housing crash back in 2007 or 2008. I had bought 2 pieces of property with some of the money that was in my brokerage account. And I feel that was a good move because I bought an asset. I didn't take the money out to buy no clothes or jewelry and hang out. I bought 2 pieces of property that I still have that's almost 20 years old. So the $1,500 I've been getting for them 2 pieces of property per year, in 20 years, that $300,000 I'd have made off them properties. One property. So I'd have made almost $600,000 in 20 years on 2 properties from me taking money out of my investment account. So when you do stuff like that, I'm going to tell you to do it because you're buying an asset. And then on property also went up. 65 is a good retirement goal. Well, the reason I put it at 65 because I came out the joint, I was in my 40s. So I only had it 20-something years to get my shit right. But if I'd have been out here and had this knowledge at 30, 31, I'd have been retired at 50. But you know what? 65 is great for me because I feel like I'm 30 because I work out twice a day. I try to eat right most of the time. I don't get high. I don't drink, but a casual when we're in a barbershop. But if I'm at home, I don't drink. If I go on vacation, if I go and eat, I might get 1 drink. So I really don't drink unless I'm in the shop and I drink 1 or 2 shots. I don't really, I know how to manage my stress. I fast a lot. So a lot of money. I mean, 65 is great for me because I'm still in great condition to be a 60-year-old man. Because I still do some of the same things I did when I was 30 when it comes down to conditioning. Now, if I'm a little bit slower, all right, if I'm a little bit slower, if I'm a little bit weaker, yes. My muscle tone ain't the same like it was when I was in 30s and 20s and 40s, but I'm still in shape and condition. And then I always keep my mind sharp. That's why I like coming to the shop. Because I always can hear different stuff, had different dialogue, different debates, and they keep me sharp too on my feet instead of me sitting somewhere at 60 years old looking at TV all damn day. And then you got to have a financial goal. If you're in your 40, just say, he said he started investing at 47. That's not too late. You just want to start investing. Because I'm planning on being here another 40 years. I'm going to be here till I'm 60. To 100. So I'm going to keep investing all the way up to I'm 100. I'm not going to just stop investing. Even when I'm 65, I'm still going to be investing because over 50% of my income still going to go into an investment account because you never know how long you're going to live. I want to make sure, as long as I'm on this planet, my life going to be comfortable. And when I leave this planet, like I'm about to get another insurance policy. We always talk about insurance policy on here. The real deal, he bring it up. I'm going to get $1 million insurance policy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to make sure that I have $1 million insurance policy. It's going to cost a couple of dollars, but it's still worth it. Because I know I'm going to leave this planet one day. So when I leave this planet one day, at least they're going to have $1 million they're going to get from insurance policy. Instead of $50,000, they got to pay the insurance. You got to pay the burial motherfucker. Then you got to split between 5 siblings. Y'all get $700. So I want to make sure, and then they ain't got to bury me. I told them, and it's in my will and in my trust, to contact the VA. I'm a veteran, so they going to bury me. So all that money going to go to them. I think a term life insurance policy is also good. Well, term life at $1 million, I ain't going to be able to afford that. Hell no. It's going to be whole life. That term life is good because it is universal, and then it's like a saving account. And then you also can take a loan off on it. But that whole life is a lot cheaper. Term life is really expensive. If a person got $1 million term life insurance policy, man, that shit might cost like $3,000 or $4,000 a month. So I'm going to go whole life. And then I wasn't going to renew my insurance at first because the VA going to bury me and I got assets I'm going to leave my family. But then I thought about it and I did some soul searching. I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and get this big insurance policy, at least $1 million, and let these 4 people get $250,000. Then if one or two of them motherfuckers piss me off before I die, 2 people going to get $500,000. Because only 4 people on my will. Because motherfuckers in my family, once they piss me off, do some dumb ass shit, and they don't knowledge that they did no dumb shit, I just ain't, I'm going to be cordial with you and cool with you, but I'm just going to make sure you ain't going to get no, you ain't going to benefit on my death. That's going to be my way to getting back, because you didn't know how to say, okay, I was wrong, and you ain't never tried to correct it, because most people won't. So I just go ahead and just took everybody out who did that shit. It's 4 people in there. Them 4 don't even know it. Well, my sister knew it, and my kids think they in there and shit like that, and grandkids, but don't nobody know. My sister the only one know who in my wills, because she in it. Then something happen, she gonna be the one who gonna be able to take care of everything outside of what's inside the trust that the lawyer never gonna be able to take care of. So that's why I said, man, y'all gotta start focusing on 2026, because y'all seen President Trump been in office for 1 year. It went fucking fast. So that 12 months go fast. If you got an extra $200 or $300, open up your VOO Vanguard, or VTI Vanguard, or QQQ and VASQ, or Spider S&P 500 ETF Trust. Just start putting some money away, man, because every dollar you start saving now from retirement, it's a blessing. It's a blessing, you know. And then don't forget, I have my retirement account, my disability, I have my Social Security, then I have X amount of dollars to come out my investment account. So I'm a little better in my retirement than I'm living now. Because right now I'm trying to live a very frugal life where I don't spend a lot of money no more, because I see the big picture. The next 5 years is going to be epic. I said, if I can save X amount of dollars another 5 years, if I can make another meal in 5 years, that'd be epic. And that's my goal. That's my goal. I'm trying to hit another meal in 5 years, so that'll give me $200,000 a year to $250,000 a year. That's my minimum goal. If I say I can hit that in 5 years, that'd be awesome. But that, like I said, that's still gonna take me to making $200,000 to $250,000 per year consistently. That's a goal. And then once you do that, you can live off that. Just say if you only had $1 million, you can live off that 10% after taxes. You bring in $80,000 a year. Who can't live on $7,000 to $8,000 a month? You should be able, you still should be able to have a great lifestyle. Even if your mortgage, if you still got a mortgage, just say you got a $2,000 mortgage, $1,000 car note. You still got $500 to F up. So you still should be able to have a nice lifestyle if you only had $1 million invested and living on 10% with 80, that'd be 80 like $1,000 coming in a year after taxes. So you still should be able to live a comfortable life, but when you're 65 and 70, your ass shouldn't be having no car notes. You damn sure shouldn't be having no pension. I mean, not no pension, no mortgage. That's why I say if I'm gonna get a new house, I'm gonna make sure I can buy that motherfucker. If I'm gonna get a car, I'm gonna make sure I can buy it. Because you shouldn't be accumulating more debt at a certain age. Because if you take it on debt, just say you buy a $400,000 house in your late 50s, early 60s, that's a hell of a debt that you gotta pay this shit off. And then if you die, the people you live with might can't maintain that house. Then it might go up in foreclose. In fact, $1 million, it might go holy 15 years, I can do it. Hey, trust me, Monty, in 15 years, like I said, I'm not behind a calculator right now. This is just a guesstimation. If you can put anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 in an S&P 500 index fund or ETF or mutual fund, I guarantee you, like in a SPDR or VOO or VGT, I guarantee you can hit that. That's why I told myself I got a 5-year goal to hit another meal. And I know it can be done because I done did it. And I put that on the low end. I put that on the low end. Because on an average, like this year, I made $234,000. And just in the stock market. That ain't include my crypto or none of that. That just straight the stock market. I made $234,000. Now, you time that by 5. That's already over $1 million. That's 1.2. So I know it can be done, but I just put on a low end for I won't be stressing myself out trying to get it because I know I already smashed that before in 5 years. So I put it on a low end, say if I can get another mil or 1.5, that'd be great at 65 because I can take that 1.5 and live off 10%. That's 150,000. After taxes, that'd be like 120,000. So that'd be what? About 12,000. We're just gonna say like $11,000 a month. Who can't live on $11,000 a month? If you can't, you fucking up. I can live great on that, beyond great. I can eat where I want to eat at. I can drive what I want, wear the clothes I want. Because you look at more people in society, more people are not bringing home $10,000 a month. Like 90% of the people you ever going to meet ain't going to bring home $10,000 a month without doing overtime, killing themselves. And they still ain't going to bring it because the taxes is going to eat it up. Don't forget, that's a lot of money if you can make $10,000 a month. Bring home and live out there for the rest of your life. Most people would never actually bring home 6 figures. Without, like I said, working 7 days a week, 60, 80 hours. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. What's up, nephew? President of Blockchain. So that's why I tell people it's never too late to get in the game and still be financially strapped. If you got $1,500 to $2,000 a month, guarantee you can be a millionaire in less than 10 years. Because this shit is not rocket science. Black people just afraid to get in the market. We think the market is the KKK or neo-Nazis or some shit. We think the market is racist. The market don't see no color. The market is for everybody. You just got to be willing to get some fucking discipline and research and study and ask the right questions. Call the right people and get the information. You'll be shocked how many people will give you the information you want. People love giving out information. See, one thing about smart people, they talk a lot. But once they think you know too goddamn much and they think you know everything, they ain't gonna tell you shit. But if you let them talk, they will feed you a lot of information that you can apply to your life. But most people are not gonna use the information. Warren Buffett said it best. A person asked him in an interview why he don't do seminars and stuff like that. He said if 100,000 people show up, 10% gonna be listening. He said then you take from that 10%, they gonna take the information in. And you take from the other 10% after that, he said they might apply it to your life. So he said it's not worth his time when only 10 people are gonna apply that information to their life. And he 100% correct. Because I done talked to a lot of people about certain stuff, and I know they ain't applying it to their life. I know they not. Because I can look at them and see what they doing every day and tell that they ain't applying this shit to life. Because once I see you applying it to your life, it takes a lot of discipline. You're going to change. You're going to start acting differently. So I can really see if a person really took that shit to heed. Because I can still see your actions, your spending habits, how you maneuver. Do you have discipline? Because one thing about this shit, it take a lot of discipline, man. Because a lot of times you want to go get something to eat. You're going to say, damn, I spend this $50, it's going to fuck up my investments. If I spend this $500 going on a trip, it's going to fuck up my investment. Then if I know you kept your ass home, I know you're doing the right thing. But I keep seeing you doing it, and you got limited funds coming in, I know you ain't taking your investment serious. Because you can't do everything and still invest. I got 5 or 6 different streams of income coming in, and I still got to watch what I do, and I live by myself. I don't have no responsibilities. I don't have no child support, no children to raise. I'm $1,200 away from being debt free because I use my credit card, my business credit card, to get some shit to keep my credit up. Because by me not having no credit, I got to show like 2 or 3 different forms of credit. So I use 2 different business cards and a regular credit card, each month. And I pay some of the bill with it. And then I just pay it off in 3 or 4 months. If I can keep that credit going. Because if not, if I just was 100% debt free and I wouldn't use no credit card, none of that shit, I'd be effed up. And then people got to think like that too, man. Kill that debt. That debt can be wealth. Like I done told somebody on here before, I done sit there and took a cash advance off a credit card and used that money for that cash advance and put it in cryptocurrency. And I did it one time and bought 2 pieces of property. I done did that before too and bought 2 pieces of property. So there's a lot of things you can do with credit to make you wealthy. Credit ain't for you just to spend your money. Say, I want to go on a trip. I want to buy some motherfucking clothes. Hell to the fuck to the no. Take that cash advance on that $30,000 credit card and get $20,000. Invest that shit in the market. Make 20% in the market. You might only have to pay them back 7%. It's different ways you can make money. Use them credit card to build wealth. It's okay to be in debt when you got good debt. That bad debt shit is horrible. Clothes, jewelry, pussy, drinking, chicken wings. Don't do that. I always tell people, there's a lot of different ways to make money. But are you willing to find that way to make that money? Are you willing to tap into it? Are you willing to make them sacrifice? Are you willing to invest in education? Are you willing to cut people off? See, me, I tell a motherfucker, no. Back in the day, I was super unselfish. If I had $1, I'd give you 75 cents because I know I can go get that 75 cents back. Now, if I got $1, I might give you a penny out that shit. Now, I'm not as giving and sharing like I used to be because the game is over. The respect is over. The loyalty is over. Everybody now is me, and they think you owe them something. So to avoid that, I just try to keep all my info to myself. If I put it on social media, you better be here and get it. I used to be helping people build their credit for free. I'm not doing that no more. I used to try to help people get started in the stock market. I'm not doing that more unless they're on social media. You're not on social media listening. Once I get off this shit, I don't talk about that stuff no more. I talk about whatever topic they want to talk about, but when they come down and talk about the money game and all that shit now, I limit myself with them conversations. Because ain't no use me talking to you about the money game because I'm not turning people on no more. But like I said, I give all the information up on here. So if a person on here, you want the information, I'm talking about the people that I've been around because people burn people too much. People don't respect people no more. So wait for me to get away from that to cut everything off. You ask me for some information, hey, read a book. That's what I tell people, read a fucking book. All my mentors came from a book. Now I'm about to put these stocks on the wall. These some of the ones I think. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an investment guru. But these are some of the ones that I heavily invest in. And they made me a substantial amount of money over the last couple of years. And I'm just saying, this is the one I invest in. I'm not telling anybody to invest in anything. Make sure you do your own due diligence. You look stuff up. Make sure you make the right decisions when you look stuff up. Don't just listen to a random person on social media about investing. A lot of people sound good. A lot of people look the role. A lot of people put the night jewelry on, have the fake ass jewelry on, have an Airbnb. They saying it's their house, driving a exotic car that they rented it for a couple hours. They're gonna do 35 videos and milk it like they really own it. So you really got to be careful when you're dealing with people. Got to really be careful, okay? So these are some of the ones that you can look up. And I'm not saying you got to purchase, but these are some of the ones that really helped me get to where I needed to go. Because at that time when I was investing in these funds, I didn't know a lot about the market. The market was like the big boogeyman to me. I was kind of scared of it. No, I thought the market wasn't for me because I'm African American. There was a lot of things that I was fearful of the market. I'm still thinking it's gambling. So I was kind of reluctant to put a lot of money in it and pour a lot of effort into it. But while I was buying them funds, I was learning the game. So then while I was putting a little money in them funds, I ended up getting more comfortable and had more confidence in the market. So, and them funds, like I said about these funds, they all managed by them companies. The VEO, the VOO is Vanguard, the VGT is Vanguard, the VTI is Vanguard. All of them is managed by a portfolio manager from Vanguard. So I was in good hands while I was learning the game. And I told myself I wasn't going to put myself in a situation where I wasn't going to be successful again. And see, me, success ain't, I don't never equate success with money because I done hustled before. So having money don't mean success. You know, taking care of my health, smashing that goal each year. Working on my anger issues, working on my mental issues, working on spiritualism. Those are all goals I want to smash. So it ain't, I don't equate money with, you know, success. Because you got people have money or inherit the money, still never did nothing. They feel they successful, never really accomplished nothing. I accomplished a lot. People barely could understand me talking until I was about 12 or 13. I went to speech therapy since I was 3 or 4 years old. Or maybe 5, I can't remember. But I was a baby going to speech therapy. And sometimes I still mess up my word and I sound funny. But that's success to me, to be able to talk, be able to hold a sentence where somebody can understand you. You know, it's different levels of success. And somebody right now, man, that's paralyzed, they can move their fingers. That's successful. So don't always equate success with money. You know, that's the wrong kind of mindset. Because a lot of people is not going to never get wealthy. A lot of people will never be a millionaire. A lot of people will never be a billionaire. That's just how the game go. But you still can put yourself in a situation where you don't have to work and die trying to make a living. You don't want to be all broke up. And then a funny thing about that, let me see what I'm going to say on that. And the funny thing on that, I haven't had an actual real job since 2008. Well, this is a job, but I'm talking about, I haven't punched the clock since 2008. So I actually been doing my own thing since 2008. And that's why I don't have as much stress, wear and tear on my body. Because I don't have to get up and go somewhere every morning where it's mandatory. If I choose to leave the shop right now and go get in bed, I can do that. And I can do that because I got residual income coming in. Like today, a guy came in. I threw it to him. Hey, go ahead and get him. Go ahead and get him. It was 2 of them. Go ahead and get him. I done gained 2 people today. Go ahead and get them. And I could have got both of the people. I know both of them. They said something to me first, but I let him get the money because I don't base my life on trying to get every dollar. When I had income coming in, I'm going to let somebody else eat. I always been like that. If I made a couple $1,000 that day and somebody came to the spot, I let them get $400 or $500 off. I just sit there and chill with them, fuck with them because I'm up in that motherfucker. Or I'll be out front. You know what I'm saying? I don't try to get all the money. So I'd rather for him to get a couple dollars because I got residual income coming in and then help him build up his self-esteem And it's motivation for him to say, man, I can do this, I can do this. Because see, a lot of people don't see their vision because if they don't make no money, they quit too fast. I'm going to talk to another guy, Deion Thompson, on the phone. He said he never left his course. And he said, same as you, Frog, you never lost your course. I tell everybody, I'm extremely disciplined with the shit I need to get done. I don't get sidetracked. I don't chase people. I don't hang out. I don't run in cliques. I'm not going to go somewhere that I don't want to go. If my mind is made up, I got to do this, this is going to get done. Fuck that. I know what got to get done in my life from the day I wake up. And then when somebody take me off my square and I got to do some other shit, it fucks my whole day up. It fucks my whole day up. So I try to make sure I don't let nobody fuck my whole day up by taking me off square the shit I need to do. So that's the power I have also. I can put blinders on and say, well, I ain't going out for 6 months. I'm going to try to get X amount of dollars. I can do it. I got out of prison for 18 months. I didn't eat the same food at home, but when I was in Barber College, I barely ate the same shit almost every day or every other day. Because some day it might be tuna, some day it might be eggs, some day it might be tuna salad or tuna fish, with eggs. Shit like that. So it was basically the same meal for 18 months, but I had a financial goal. I told myself in this 18 months, when I leave this motherfucker, I got to have a quarter of a meal. Did I know I was going to smash it? No, but I knew I can attain it because I knew what I was doing to try to get it. So I told myself I got a quarter meal when I leave Barber because I'd be cool. I wasn't buying no car or nothing. But once I hit that quarter meal and surpassed it, then I went and bought me a truck. Then I went and, no, that's a lie. I went and bought me a car. Then I went and bought me a truck. Then I went and bought me a Jeep. Then I went and got 2 motorcycles. Because now I see the money because I had a goal to hit a certain goal. Every year I have a certain goal I want to smash. Every year I have a certain goal I want to invest. Every year in my investment portfolio, I try to go up 10 to 15%. That's the minimum. That's the minimum. I would never go less than 10% each year on a financial goal. That's the minimum outside of where I'm investing. Just say if I invest $1,000 a day, next year I want to go up another 10%, so that'd be $1,100. Then next year that'd be another extra $120. See what I'm saying? So every year I want to go up 10 to 15% minimum. That's freaking minimum. And y'all gotta have the same financial goals. There's no way you supposed to be working 20, 30, and 40 years. You ain't a millionaire. Even if you're making $20 an hour, you should be a millionaire. If you're making $100,000 a year, if your ass ain't got $100,000 in the bank, you was a 30-year slave. If you ain't got $50,000 in the bank, don't get mad at me, I'm saying this, y'all. If you ain't got $50,000 in the bank, you was a 30-year slave. If you don't have $20,000 in the bank after 30 years of service, you was a slave. Now, if you say, well, I worked 30 years, I got a quarter of a meal, I got a half meal, I got a meal, I'm going to say, you know what? You work yourself to freedom. If your ass sitting there working, just have a check and a motherfucking car and some clothes and go out, that's a disservice. I talked to a guy before. He said he'd been working like 30 years. I said, man, if you made $100,000 a year for 30 years before taxes, right? That $3 million. He said, yeah. I said, out of that $3 million, we ain't gonna take taxes out. If you took half away from that, you still should have 1.5. Now we're gonna do this for 30 years. You just would have saved 10% of that. You should have $300,000 in the bank. He said, I ain't got that. I said, what about 100? He said, I ain't got that. I said, what about 50? He said, I got 50 in my IRA. So I'm looking at him, and there's nothing wrong with it, with no different fact. But you worked it 30 years to only save 50,000. So now you got to work another 10 or 15 years to make sure that you can survive in retirement. And that's why I say it'd be hard. It'd be hard to have conversations about finance, because more people finance is fucked up. But we can talk about drugs, we can talk about partying, we can talk about unaliving, we can talk about sex, we can talk about gang banging. We can talk about everything under the sun, except for a good conversation about politics, a good conversation about religion and finance. Motherfuckers ain't gonna talk to you about finance. Now they'll have a conversation just to be talking, but you ask them to let you dig deep into their financial situation, they ain't gonna let you. Cause you might find a way that you can help them through. Like a dude asked me today about how long would it take him to get where I was. It took me 20 years because the way I did it, and then when I first started for like the 10 years, I was just nickel and diming and shit. But you might go through the same process now. Since I already know it, it might take you 5 to 7 years. Because I already know it. What's up, Anthony? I already know the motherfucking process. You see what I'm saying? I went through the trial and error. So if I give that same person, his name was Ak. So if I gave Ak the information that I have now, he can do the same process as me and get the same amount as me within 5 to 7 years. If he went and invested the same amount of money I invested, because I went through the trial and error. I went through all the mistakes. I went through the being coachable and being taught, you know, being reluctant. If he sit there, he can do the same process in 5 to 7 years, because my portfolio is already established. So by it's already been established, all he got to do is come in and follow my portfolio, so it'll be easier for him. Now, if he trying to get the same amount of money I have in my portfolio without knowing the steps, not knowing what to invest in and guessing, he ain't going to do it. It might take him 20, 25, 30 years. And it would have took me last year, but at that time, I didn't have the same money coming in either. Because when I first started investing in the market, I didn't even have a piece of property. I didn't have no cryptocurrency. Never heard of it. Yes, sir.
I need to have a key because you want to get something. What is it, 175 candy?
Yep. Where your boy at left, little kid?
Yeah, they already cut them. He ain't get cut.
Oh, you didn't? So, I want to tell people, so we never have a lot of in-depth conversations about finance in our family, with our friends, our associates. Because a lot of people don't want to talk about finance. You know, they would talk about it in bits and pieces and try to get some information in bits and pieces, but they don't want to go in depth like we talk about sports, like people argue about who the GOAT between LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Kobe, and argue with that shit all day, but they won't argue and have conversations, good, clean conversations about finance, what we need to do. What we need to do, we really need to sit back and have, thank you. We really need to sit back and have good, clean conversations about finance. And if we don't, a lot of people are going to be stuck. But that's the world we're in right now. People think they have a lot of time. You don't have a lot of time. I'm 60. I'm 60. I remember when I was 15. I remember when I was 21. I remember when I was 25. I remember when I was 30. I remember when I was 40. I'm fucking 60. Shit go fast. Shit go fast. My brother's 67. Shit go fast. I bet he'll say the same thing. Shit go fast. But I don't know my brothers' financial background. I never asked them. They don't have them deep conversations. What we need to have. Like somebody said the other day on here, why more black families don't be in business together? Well, for one, we all selfish. For two, we really don't like each other. And three, we don't trust each other. We just like each other enough to do something for the holidays. Do a cookout. Come over there at Christmas. Buy your motherfucking gift, because you said the maximum amount everybody gonna spend is $25. Pull a motherfucking name. Don't go over $25 bullshit. But we don't have enough love and respect and trust to sit there and be in power with each other. And the reason I can say that, because how many people you know that African American that actually run businesses together? That's family. Now, you might own a business, and your son or daughter or your brothers and sisters that might fucking work for you, but I'm talking about actual business partner, 50-50. It don't happen a lot in the African American community. We don't trust each other like that. And then it be a lot of jealousy and envy between siblings and family members and cousins, aunts and uncles. They act like they want to see you shining, but soon you tell them no one time, they ain't fucking with you no more. So don't believe that either. Do not believe the motherfucking hype. Don't believe it. And I tell people, don't believe the fucking hype. Most people don't want to see you successful. That's why they would not go in business with you. Like I said, I run 6 businesses. Nobody in my family I do business with, outside one business with my little sister, cause she think like me, and then she ain't money hungry. I run another business with my brother-in-law. We do some stuff online. He ain't money hungry. We do some investments together. We go on some investments together. I do another business with Sonya. She run it. They give my 60%. I stay out of the way. I let her do it. Only people I really let know I had this shit come up, people in the shop, but I don't even talk about that shit. I let her run it. I don't give. She can say it's her shit. I don't give a fuck. Just give me my check. Then I got some stuff about to start next month with me and my niece. I'm gonna be working with her and her people. So that's another family member. But I got hundreds of family members, but how many can you do business with? How many willing to put their money on the line? How many of them willing to put their credit on the line? Most of them might don't even have good credit. And if they do have good credit, are they willing to put their credit on the line for you to help start a business? Are they willing to go on business with you? Do they know that you ain't disciplined? Do they know you ain't focused? Do they know you might be a thief? Do they know you might be in a arguing all day long? Do they know you might be trying to fight? Do they know you might be in a business trying to steal? Do they know you might be in a business giving shit away free? We don't know. So, but once they know your character, they least likely gonna get in business with you. Everybody who I did a business with, they know I'm gonna be 100%. We made $50, man. I'm gonna say we made $50. I'm not gonna cut corners because I'm gonna love the relationship and also the opportunity. But I got a different mindset. Everybody don't think like that. I don't know how people think nowadays. No. With the way people think now, I just don't get it. Like I tell people, I know how to network. I'm extremely coachable. If I see you doing something good, I listen to everything you say, motherfucker. And I can be a extreme good follower. I'm going to follow you doing something positive, because most of us follow motherfuckers you doing something negative. I'm going to follow you doing something positive. I don't care if you're older than me, because I see a bigger picture. And I ain't got to get all the money, because once you show me how to do everything, I'm going to make so much money. I'm going to make you so much money, you're going to be willing to let me get more money. That's like when I just been in a hustle game. I came up because dudes seen how fast I was hustling. So now I'm making all the money, call. I'm calling once every 2 weeks, then once a week, to once every 3 days. Now I'm calling the motherfucker every 4 or 5 hours. So he gonna call looking for me, because I'm making him more money to this motherfucker still taking 2 weeks that he been dealing with for 5 years. So the more money I was making him, the more money I make. See, they got the game messed up. Boy, this person making this money, I should make this too. No. Don't worry about them what they making. You worry about by making them more money. If I make Jeff Bezos more money than anybody who ever worked in that company, you don't think he's going to put me in a better position and get more money? They don't think like that. That's why a lot of them ain't great hustlers. They see you making money, they count your bag, then they start disliking you. Then they go over there and start fucking with somebody else who's going to nigga and dine ass. See, they don't understand that. The more money I make you, the better. If I start, we're going to use street shit, because more people are street hustlers. If I start with a G-Pack, then I go up to a half, then I go up to a whole, then I go up to a half P, then I get a whole, then I get a key. What the fuck? I'm making him more money, but I'm also making more money. So now I'm going to be his main priority soon as his shit come in. Even in business. If I keep making money for the business, who you think when promotion come, who you think gonna move up the ladder faster? Let me know I'm gonna be the CEO of that motherfucker. Well, I'm making $70 million a year, and I started in the mailroom. See, people don't see that concept. You try to make your boss the most money possible, because you're gonna make more money. You try to make the plug more money. You think El Chapo gonna mess with me? I ain't gonna move one brick. But I show him I can move 10 to 20, 100, to 500 to 5,000. Shit, he gonna come looking for me. But like I said, people weren't taught that concept, and it's not embedded in their DNA. That kind of shit like I be better than DNA. Like me, I tell people I love money, but I don't do anything for money. I done turned down a lot of opportunity to make money with a lot of people, and I know I could have made the money. But I don't like your character. I know I can't trust you. I know you're a money bag, a money grab. I know you still gonna be a hater, so I ain't gonna do it. Then I know it's gonna be some nigga shit. So, like I said, a lot of opportunity I could have made tens of thousands a month. I'm like, no, I'm cool. I'm cool. Oh man, you sure? Yeah, I'm cool, dog. Because I don't never want to break up what I'm doing. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and do that bullshit. I'm gonna do some other way to get some money. Cause I'm always trying to find a way to get some money without me doing some work. I'm one of them type of motherfuckers. I want to work 5 hours a week to make $1 million. I don't want to work 60 hours a week to make $1 million. I want to work 5. Then I want to get to the point I'm working 5 hours a month. Then I want to get to the point I'm working 5 hours a year. I always try to do everything to get the most money I can by doing nothing. It look like I'm doing something, but I really ain't doing nothing because I'm still being able to do everything I want to do in my life. I still can get up and go to the gym. I still can go to the boxing gym I choose to. I still can come to the shop I choose to. I still go back to the gym at night and still have money coming in. And people never know what I'm doing because I try not to do anything that take a lot of leg power, a lot of strength, a lot of my time. And stand in a house in a big city because around a mill, shit don't hit the same. No more 15 million a new. Where you live at? Where you live at? Because the standard house where I'm from, Toledo, Ohio, ain't no $1 million. You can live in a suburb in Toledo, Ohio, anywhere from 150 to 200,000. Where you won't even see no black people. So I don't know where you live. You're talking about the average house is $1 million. You got to be somewhere in California. Oh yeah. My daughter live in Seattle. Hell yeah, in Seattle. But that $1 million in Seattle gonna be like a $200,000 house here. See, a $10 million house in Seattle and like $1 million house here. So your house it may be 1,200, 1,300 square feet in Seattle for $1 million. Yeah, my daughter live in Seattle. She went to Garfield High School and she played for Gonzaga when she was in college. So nowhere in the world I could survive living in Seattle. Because I already know. As a matter of fact, my nephew live in Seattle also. He just bought a house for like $500,000. That motherfucker in the hood. Yeah, she played as Anthony look on the wall. I know she got to be in a Garfield Hall of Fame. Because they won the state. Her name was Vivian Freison. And she was an All-American for Gonzaga. And she played 7 years in the WNBA. And also, what's the dude name? He from Seattle too. Shit. He played for North Carolina. He played in the league for like 10 years. That was her AU coach. Marvin Williams. Marvin Williams, something like that. His father was her AU coach. So I'm gonna ask you a personal question, my bro. If you got $1 million house in Seattle, what the square footage on the average $1 million house down there? Anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 square feet? Cause an ADU, you build an ADU, gonna be a $500,000 in Seattle. Shit, just putting that motherfucker in your backyard. If you got $1 million in Toledo and get that house built, you have maybe 5,000 square feet in a beautiful neighborhood. You're gonna be in a great school district. Great school district. And people don't know that. Same as Detroit. $1 million home in Detroit, great. When you go to Atlanta, it's still great. Not in Atlanta, but on the outskirts. When I lived in California, man, you find $1 million in California, it's still, especially in LA, it still might be small. But now you go a little bit further down the coast, like you might go like the Carson and shit like that, you might get a little bit better home, but it's still gonna be a small house. You still ain't gonna get your money worth. And as I said, cause we about to cut this short, but like I said, we got 7 people in here on the wall. I'm gonna go down the wall and call people's names out. We got multi-invest, please follow for financial advice. Ben, you gotta get a picture up. Juliet, Robert Walker, Ready Right Records, Continental Grooming. So go down the wall and follow, but everybody please follow multi-invest. He can tell you a lot of good things about real estate, stock market, and business. You know, highly educated when it comes to that. But go down the wall, follow for follow. This is how everybody should be picking up their account. Please follow the host. The host will follow you back. I'm following almost 10,000 people. The most I can follow is 10. So start following when you're on here. People should be picking up people. Every time we come in here, it's a follow for follow. Everybody still should be picking people up. You shouldn't be on here not picking up people. Everybody should be picking up new people. Because this is the way you can build your camp up. Build your account up. And always stay visible. When you tap the screen, people see your name. When you like, people see your name. When you make comments, people see your name. So you want to always make yourself visible on the wall. If you just say hi, or tap, say some bullshit, I'm going to see your name. That'll give me an opportunity to like you, and also other people see your name, because this is the way everybody can build an account up. Everybody be able to go live. And I always tell people, you can go live with me. If you go live with me, I will shut up and let you lead the floor. But we got to stay on the topic. Like right now, we talk about money and finance. You got to stay on that topic. Now we come on here later on the day, we talking about some street shit or some gossip shit. We stay on that topic. You always come in because you take up over the floor. That'll give you an opportunity for people to see you and build up your account. No, this account is for everybody. You know, everybody come in. I want everybody's accounts to grow. Because some people got a lot of information. It's just that people ain't tapped into. Like Multivest, he got a lot of good information, but people just ain't tapped into his account yet. When people start tapping to his account, he got 30, 40, 50,000 followers. His account going to be awesome because he know what he's talking about. So that's the point. He just got to get his account built up. And people, once y'all know what he know, and y'all start following him, y'all going to be cool because he going to give you some great information. He going to give you some real-time information. Some information that you can take and use. You don't want a motherfucker tell you some shit that you still got to go back. What's up, Continental Grooming? And also follow Continental Grooming. And you don't want to sit there and get some information from somebody, then look this shit up and research and realize it's some bullshit information. Last week, a guy was online talking, yeah, if you get a car in Wyoming, you ain't got to pay taxes on it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nick, I said in my head, Ninja, if you get that car in Wyoming, you bring it back to a house and register that car in a house. For one, you got to get an inspection. Then once Ohio see you ain't paying no taxes on it, Ohio gonna make you pay taxes on that vehicle. So would you want me to stay in Wyoming, buy a car in Wyoming, just stay there? You want me to go there, buy a car in Wyoming for the taxes, trying to sound slick, but if I move it to California, I gotta still pay them taxes. That don't make sense to me. They just be saying shit. Oh man, get you a G-Wagon. A G-Wagon over 6,000 pounds. You can file on your taxes. Only can do that one time, bro. You want me to buy a $200,000 vehicle to save a couple dollars on taxes, and I still got to pay the $3,500 a month? Nope. Man, you crazy as hell. Crazy as hell. Crazy as hell. But that's the stuff they tell people. Don't listen to that shit. He said they all work for the BIS Bank. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Bank employees. Yes, they do. That's what I say. A lot of times people sound good on here because the way they well spoken, they well groomed. You know, they got the suits and shit on. I get on here and be me, man, because I ain't on here to impress nobody. I just like coming on here, man, working on my interpersonal skills, working on my speech, working on my talking ability. And it made me have to research because somebody going to be in here and catch me in some bullshit and they going to call me out on it. Right, generational wealth slavery. So, all that stuff worked to my advantage. And I tell people, as long as that shit works to your advantage, you cool. So, everything I do on social media is for a purpose. I'm talking about something I love to talk about. It making me more aware. I got to do more research. Also, it giving me an opportunity to work on my talking, my speech. Also give me an opportunity to not be as nervous and have more confidence. So like I said, this is also wealth for me. When I first got on social media a couple years ago, I was nervous as hell talking and stuttering and shit because I didn't have that confidence. Now I have so much confidence, I can talk for an hour. People don't even know I've been talking for an hour because I got the confidence now. I know what to say. I know what to come on here and do. At first, I didn't know that. So I'm about to set this down. I wish everybody a happy Friday and God bless. Os.
What was the last number you had before you took that $10?